Last step, we're going to do our drawing. So we're going to go down here to the bottom where it says plus, and we're going to hit create drawing. Now you should have iOS A3 here from using it last time. However, if it's not there, go to ISO, and go and find it in the list here. If it's not there, you can click on this thing here and you can see all of them. So make sure we're doing an A3. So the first thing you want to do is go over here to this spanner symbol, and then over here to the views, and you want to make sure that we're in third angle. And then you close that. In Australia, we use international standards, but we still use third angle projections. So that's why we have to change that. Then we go over here to insert, and we're going to go to assemblies, assembly 1, and we're going to end up with the face of our little cart. We're going to click down here, and it's going to automatically choose the next one, which will be this projected view. So I've gone up and I've done the top view, and now we got the side view. And we click it again, and we go diagonally, and we can get the isometric view. We can go up the top here, and we're going to insert a BOM table, which is bill of materials. Now that doesn't exactly have all the things we wanted. So I'm going to go back to the assembly. Over here on the side where it says BOM table, I'm going to click that up. I'm going to get rid of part number. Nobody cares about part numbers. We want to add the name. And I'm going to just move it over here like this. Close that. Back to my drawing. Now you'll notice that it hasn't actually updated. I'm just going to need to go over here to this little refresh thing, and it's going to refresh it back from these things here. If I made a change to the actual project itself, I would also need to click that button for it to actually show up here. So I'm just going to adjust these a little bit, make it a bit neater. So now we're going to use the call out. Now a call out is a numbering thing that refers to the item number over here. So I can click on the edge of that wheel mount, and it gives it the number 3, which is the thing from over here. When doing call outs, you really want to go from the outside like this and have them all in a line is the best way to do it. Generally speaking, we don't want to cross over anything in there, but we can't really get away with it here and here. It needs to be crossover, so that's just the way it has to go. So there we go. I've got a call out for all of my things, and they're all in line with each other. Next, we're going to go and make a new sheet. So I'll go and click to the sheet side. I'm going to hit insert sheet. And I'm going to go to insert view, insert again. And what I want this time is flat patterns. And that way what we can do is we can actually get the developments. I'll make this a bit bigger. So there's the development of our draw. You can see on this that we have all our bending marks on here, which tells us that we want to bend down by 90 degrees and give us all the information that we need for all the bends are on here. Now, generally speaking, I hide these because I already know how things go together. So I can go over here and I go hide bend notes, and all those go away. And we're just going to go here with our dimension tool, and we're going to dimension everything up. Now, if you've seen the developments in my workshop, you know that we always go from one side. So we're going to click on the end and keep building up our measurements, going from our datum edge. You can see all these are like point something silly. So if I select them all, then click on this, I'm going to make sure that the tolerances are actually at 0. Just makes things a little bit easier when you're measuring. Because if you guys can measure down to micron levels with a rule and a scribe, I'll be very, very impressed. Anyway, we're going to dimension back the other way now. Once again, going from our datum edge. So I'm a little bit over there. I'm going to drag this back so that all my measurements are a little bit easier to see. Make this a bit neater. I'm going to select them all again, and we're going to change the tolerance back to 1 mil. So that's our development for our draw. If we go back to our sheet model up here, we might want to just chuck in a few measurements to help us make this. We could follow this, but it's always easier just to make some nice measurements on this drawing here, so we can just instantly go, oh, that's 350 long. That's easy to do. I can just put that one there. I'm going to go back here and I'm going to edit that draw face. I found out that it's a bit bigger than I guessed. I'm going to go back here and I'm going to change that to 160. Save. Back to my drawing. Refresh. And that's changed it in that bomb table now. We also need just to chuck in the development of our side. We're going to make that as scales 1 to 2. And we're just going to dimension this up quickly. I'm going to select those two and make it, there we go, 42. Put our dimension in for this as well. And we're only going to do it on the one because we're going to be able to assume that everything else is in the same place. Back to sheet 1. Double click on the title. We call it shop cart. Double click down here, and we're going to put in the school's name. And we're going to put in your name. And this is drawing number 1. Done. So we go double click down to sheet 2, and we're going to call this development draw. And we're going to go down here again. Development side. And that's it. We just need to export this by going over here to the hamburger and hitting print. Then you can download this and submit this drawing as part of your assessment task.